distance or darkness, you're with me. You're with me. Whenever I'm failing or falling, you've got me. You've got me. You won't let me down. Never, never. In your love I'm found. Forever. Your love, it goes on and on. Forever is not too long. I believe it. I believe it. I'll never be too far gone. Forever I'm in your arms. I believe it. I believe it. I know that your love's never leaving. You're with me. You're with me. I stand on your promise and purpose. You've got me. You've got me. Your love, it goes on and on. Forever is not too long. I believe it. I believe it. I'll never be too far gone. Forever I'm in your arms. I believe it. I believe it. You won't let me down. Never, never. In your love I'm found. Forever. You won't let me down. Never, never. In your love I'm found. Forever. Your love, it goes on and on. Forever is not too long. I believe it. I believe it. I'll never be too far gone. Forever I'm in your arms. I believe it. I believe it. You won't let me down. Never, never. In your love I'm found. Forever.
Heroes of the Bible, Jonah. This is Jonah. Jonah was a prophet. That means it was his job to tell people what God told him to say.
Yep.
One day, God told Jonah to go to Nineveh because the people of Nineveh were doing bad things. But instead, Jonah ran away
Where are you, please?
and went to the port to board a ship going the other way. He was hoping to get away from God. He sailed for a place called Tarshish. While he was at sea, God sent a great and powerful wind over the sea that caused a storm that seemed like it would break the ship apart. Fearing for their lives, the sailors tried everything they could think of to save the ship. Meanwhile, Jonah was sound asleep. So the captain went down and said, "How can you sleep at a time like this? Get up and pray to your God. Maybe he will help us." Then the crew figured out that Jonah was the reason for the storm. And they asked him, "Who are you? Why is this happening to us?" Jonah told them who he was and that he worshiped the one true God who made the sea. Then he told the sailors to throw him in the sea so the storm would stop.
No, why?
The sailors still tried to escape the storm, but it was no use. So they asked God for forgiveness and threw Jonah into the sea. The storm stopped at once.
Whoa!
The sailors were amazed at God's power and they vowed to serve him. Now God sent a great fish to swallow Jonah.
Great.
And Jonah was inside the fish for 3 days and nights. Jonah prayed to God from inside the fish, and God ordered the fish to spit Jonah out.
Ugh, yuck.
God told Jonah again to go to the city of Nineveh to tell them what God had said about them.
I get it.
This time, Jonah obeyed God and went to Nineveh to deliver God's message. The people of Nineveh stopped doing bad things and turned to God. They were saved because they listened to the message that God had given Jonah.
Hello, Anchor Kids. So today's story is about a man named Jonah. And he was one of God's servants, and he was listening to God and always praying, and he really, really loved God. And then one day, God told him to go to Nineveh. Now, Nineveh was a place that they didn't really have a lot of good people, and the people were often very mean and always fighting. And Jonah didn't want to go. So instead of listening to God and what God told him to do, he had a very bad attitude and he was very moody. And instead, he ran away from God and got on a boat. And that's why I'm wearing a sailor's hat. So he got into a boat and he tried to run away from God. And he was in a very bad mood and very grumpy because he didn't want to do what he was told. Have you ever felt like that? That maybe mom and dad asked you to clean your room and you didn't feel like doing it, and so you walked away super grumpy, or you stomped your foot, or if they asked you to do your homework and you didn't want to. So that's the same with Jonah. Jonah didn't want to do it. So he ran away and he got into a boat. And God sent a big fish to come to Jonah, and he swallowed Jonah up. And Jonah stayed inside the tummy of the fish for 3 days. And in the tummy of the fish, Jonah realized how wrong he was to be in such a bad mood. And that if God calls you to do something, you should want to do it, and you should happily want to do it. Because God gave so much to us that we want to do what we're told, and we want to help God, and we want to follow the goals and the missions that he gives us. So what the story is about, and what we learn from this story, is that when if we are told to do something, we should do it in a very good attitude, and we should want to try, because we're going to help people and love people, and it's something that God calls us to do, and it's exciting and it's fun. And Jonah listened to God, and he went to Nineveh after he got swallowed by the fish, and he realized that he should be listening to God. And he went to Nineveh and he saved lots and lots of people of that town. So God calls us to do amazing and wonderful things, and sometimes we don't really feel like doing it, but it's actually for something so amazing and so much greater than we can ever think of or ever plan. So I hope you realize that no matter what, God has an amazing plan for you. And when you feel like a little bit moody or a little bit grumpy because you don't want to do something, why don't you stop and think and say, I think God wants me to do this. What do you think? Okay, dokes. I hope you guys have an amazing day. God bless. Bye.
There in the valley, I have all that I need. When fear is surrounding, your love guarding me. Goodness and mercy have never forsaken me. upon me.